Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Silver and Blood video. We got ourselves big news. Maintenance notice tomorrow. That's right, a brand new banner is dropping already. If you guys don't know this banner, I'll show you guys what the banner is and what the event is. It's going to be called Whispers of the Deep, and this is going to be dropping very soon. This is going to be accessible through the main hall embrace. Whispers of the Deep is a limited banner specifically for the vassal Del Carlo. I don't know much about Del Carlo. I'm definitely going to summon on her, but she can inflict debuffs on enemy units through her divination. A lot of people have said that she's not the greatest unit, but I'm going to be doing some testing on her, giving you guys my results, and showing you how to use her properly, including some team builds. On top of that, we got some really good news, guys. The actual system here has the maintenance notice that's coming up tomorrow. You guys can see 0704 at 5 UTC -8. As this will cause forced disconnections, please make sure you log out. But the big news here is the new content is coming out with the official launch 10-day celebration event, which is going to give us daily 10 times heralds. That's right, 10 times heralds actually is the special summons for limited banner. So the official launch will give us daily 10 times herald. It's coming soon. It will be held alongside with the limited embrace event, Whispers of the Deep. Daily 10 times herald only applies to the limited herald pool, Whispers of the Deep. So you guys can summon here for free. This event will allow a total of 5 free 10 multis. That's right, that's 50 whole summons for free. So make sure, guys, you do use these, as any unused heralds cannot be carried over to the next day. So you do have to log in and you got to use them. This is a big deal. 50 free summons for a limited character. Not only can you get a limited character from Del Carlo, but she also has the opportunity to get yourself some transcendent units and other units along the way if you lose the 50-50. She is going to be a Bloodborne and an Enchanter, and we'll talk more about her when she comes out, including showing you guys some summons, getting you guys some actual setups for teams, and using her and showing you how to properly set her up. So all of this is going to be accessible starting on July 5th. All right, which is coming in 2 days. So we're looking at tomorrow, the following day. That's where the maintenance is going to happen on Friday. And then obviously we have ourselves the event on Saturday. So this is going to be a big one, and I'll be covering the full thing for you as well. You guys can see here, event details: log in during the event, participate in the sign event called Daily Fortune to receive the rewards, including the Vestige of Love, Soothing Embrace, Moon Tears, Avatar Borders, Rare Shards, and more. So make sure you clear the Accursed Journey event and get Trials of Fate tasks to obtain these event items, such as crew coins and limited main hall decorations. All this stuff is going to be dropping, guys. I'm very excited. A couple bug fixes along the way as well too. Fixed an issue where the wishlist tutorial could not trigger properly in certain situations. I'm actually going to talk about the wishlist and who you should be summoning for, and we're going to get some compensation for that as well. Now, speaking of wish lists, let's go ahead and jump into this and talk a little bit about that, because a lot of people are still summoning for units and they're wondering who they should summon for. So I'm going to give you guys the best situation for your altar. Now, the altar of invocation only takes effect after selecting all 15. If you don't select the 15, it won't work. It'll just tell you it's not being affected, right? So this does not affect the drop rates for ancestral vassals, by the way. This is only for regular ones. So let's talk about each faction and talk about the best units for each one. Because quite honestly, these are the units that are going to carry most of you players. If you're not a big whale, transcendent units, ancestral units, you're not going to really be focusing on them. You're going to be focusing on the other factional SSRs. So we'll start off with Church, which probably has some of the best units in the game. So let's talk about the best ones that you can focus on early on and who you want to be kind of putting yourself in regards to the setup. The main three really on this list are going to be Acapella, Van Helsing, and Thibaut. These three here are going to be your primary buffers, damage dealers, main damage dealer right here. So Acapella, your off healer and your buffer. Theobald, your off damage and buffer, and then you have yourself, debuffer, I should say specifically. And then, of course, you have Van Helsing here, who's your main DPS. Now, out of the rest of these here that are remaining, you can do a couple different options here. Like Agris is a great dot user, so he does flame and does burns. So great to have that there as well, too, if you want to do a full faction. And believe it or not, Theophane is actually a decent tank for physical users because he actually causes physical defense down or physical effects down on the opponents, allowing someone like Van Helsing to do more damage. So you guys can set that full thing up. Now, I'm not using Theophane. I personally use Bella, so he's not on my list, and my Agris is already pretty buffed up, so I'm focusing on getting the other units a little bit more into it. But right now, I'd say the main ones, if you were going to comply anybody in here, I'll put this right here. If you want a full church team, that is, and Agris, right? Now, if you want a little bit of a more DPS look and feel, you can take Theophane out and put Nicole in there. Then she does a great job as well, too. I haven't had a chance to use Triss that often, so I don't know much about her, but I would use Nicole over Darcius any day, but Darcius does have better survivability and a little bit of lifesteal. Again, not something I use very often just because my Bella does most of the work, but these three here from the church team are absolute must. Are actually three of the best characters in the game as well, too. So definitely set that up. So here's how I would go. I'd go here, Agris, and I would just do Theophane if you need a tank. If no tank, then I would do Nicole. Okay, so that's the setup there. So I'm going to go back, put Theophane back in, and confirm. Now, the next one over here, this is going to be a little bit more based on what you need. So Bella, for sure, number one, in my opinion, the best tank in the game, next to T-Amy. I would say probably even maybe a bit better, in my opinion, just because of her ultimate, summoning that giant elite puppet and the stun that she provides. Gilrain is fantastic. Amazing off-tank assassin, goes to the back, has a shadow that follows, does great damage, does great AoE for the little area that he has, and overall his survivability is impeccable. So amazing unit there. Kayn is great for AoE. Altavia is a very, very important unit for magic users because she does a massive debuff on the opponent to take more magic damage. So if you're going to be using a full magic team, she's a must-have. And then Mass. Now Mass is a very unique unit. Mass has the highest ultimate count in the beginning, and every 3 seconds her ultimate goes down by 1 second. And what she does is she's a kamikaze unit, essentially. You just wait till the opponent's HP is the highest, you wait till your ultimate gets down low enough, and then you just target the enemy with your ultimate, and she does the debuff where the enemy takes more ultimate damage from her specifically, and you just blow her up. Insane damage. Insane amounts of damage. So that's what Mass is for. These are the ones I've gone with. Augustine, haven't really tried them. Can't really give you much, but these are the ones that I've been using the most. Kayn, I think, is the most expendable out of all of them if you want to put him in there instead. But at right now, I think AoE just plays too big of a role to miss out on. So this is the setup I would do there, leaving him out. And then lastly, the Kingdom setup. This one here is going to be tough because there's a lot of really mediocre units here, and there are some pretty good units here. So for example, Frederick is not needed as a tank, quite honestly. Hattie is great for a rush unit, especially targeting one single target in the back, and just whoever she rushes can pretty much take them out. So great there. Cecilia is great for AoE. Risa, again, high ultimate. So not really one that I favor too much, but still pretty decent tank, survivability warrior, and does fairly decent damage. Gilrain, not as good as Spectral. So you can throw an Amy in here if you want a buffer who does higher end attack speed. And then, of course, the most important one here is going to be Starry-Eyed Aeona. She's the one you're really aiming for. Out of all of these guys, I'd say she probably brings the most to the table in regards to what she can do for your account. And she'll be used endgame pretty much throughout beginning all the way to where you are now in that game. So those are the setups I would go with, guys. Feel free to take a snapshot of this, or in the comment section, leave a comment of who you would add and remove from yours, and let me know why. Remember, the biggest reasons why you want to do Church, Bloodborne, and Kingdom, there's a couple. Number one, the factional bonuses. Number two, the Abyss, the Infinite Abyss has days where you have to actually use these units. And number three, also with gear does drop for faction specific gear sometimes, which gives you 30% more stats on those gear. So you absolutely sometimes want to have a full faction team for those specific content. And that right there will probably help a lot of you guys understand why, and hopefully gives you guys a general sense of who you should be going for in the section. So guys, remember to log in, get yourselves everything you need with that 5 summons that are coming, or the 50 summons that are coming. Hope you guys all get Del Carlo. I'll do more content for this game as soon as the new update drops. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.